Let's go and create another view, which is going to be our payments view. So let me select this. It's going to be SwiftUI file, call this payments view. Click create. So every time we select our loan, we should be transitioned into payments through our navigation. Right, this is not a model presentation. We are adding it to our navigation stack. So it's a little bit different there. Okay, just let's put hello payments. So we can get our navigation up and running. We can transition to this view. For our payments, we want to pass the loan to our view. So I'm going to create a variable, call it loan, which is going to be type of loan. But for now, I'm going to comment out this line because our preview will require us to pass a loan, and it's quite a lot of work to pass a CoreData object into our preview so it doesn't complain. So what I'm going to do is just quickly use our preview in order to set up our UI, and then I'm going to get rid of this preview part so we don't have to write extra code there. All right, in our body, let's do a quick setup here. Actually, we don't need this. Let's say vstack. And in our vstack, let's quickly jump to our ready application. So we have our progress area, which has a title, our progress, and some estimated time to finish. And then we have our list that shows all the information. Again, this is like a grouping list. So let's put here a progress view and our list. So our list is going to be grouped. So for each, let's keep it simple now, and we're going to add the sections later. So I'm going to pass for each here. And then we can get this for now. Let's again put 0 to 5. I gets in, and let's say text row I. Okay, and here we are going to again have our only 3 dots. We're going to have our special cell we will create for our payments, so we can have all this information. What's the problem here? Okay, our list is here. Let's do what? I'm going to put the list style. The reason I'm putting a style here, and this is going to be group, because we will have a section for each year. So we are going to divide our payments into group them by each year, and then we are going to have a section title to see the total amount, as you can see here. All right, so that's why I'm using the grouped here. And let's set our navigation title, which is we are putting this on our vstack here. So our navigation title is going to be our loan wrapped name. I'm going to just say loan 1 because just to see how everything is working. Because right now, remember, we are commenting this out. And we want this to have different, we don't want a large title. So I'm going to put it small inline display mode like here. So we say navigation part title display mode is inline. And finally, we need a toolbar. And here we are going to have an add button. So since this is exactly the same thing as our add button from our all loans, I'm going to copy and paste it here. So we just say add button, and I need to get the add button as well from here. And let's put it here at the top. So again, we have a circle, padding, everything is same. Apart from this, the action, we will put it later. Right, let's quickly see to how it looks. Because our preview doesn't have a navigation, you can have it here if you want to. Navigation stack, and you move this one in. Now you should be able to see the add button as well. All right. What else from here? For now, that's all. Now we need to work on our navigation, and the navigation from our all loans. We are going to put our navigation link on our cell. So we are going to get our cell and wrap it inside our navigation link, so that our navigation will take it as a button kind of thing. So let's come here, say navigation link, and we will have a value and a label. The label is our loan cell, and the value. So when it comes to the value, is how the new navigation stack works in SwiftUI is that, let's say you are passing some kind of string here. So it basically tells to our navigation stack that every time I pass you a string object, I want you to go to specific view. But the problem here is that what if you want to pass a string, let's say A, to go to view A, and then the string B to go to the view B? Because it doesn't understand the difference between string A and P. As long as you pass a string, it will go to the said view. As an example, I can pass here, I don't know, 1. It's gonna be int, doesn't matter, as long as it's some kind of hashable, or you can just say a string 1. Okay, so whenever we pass a string here, actually let's pass a string, but we pass loan.wrapped name. Okay, so this is a string, so we are passing a string to our navigation link here. Okay, and for this to work, if I run now, you are going to see that we get this arrow that it understands that this is some kind of navigation, but it doesn't know where to go. Whenever I click on it, it says link search for destination in any surrounding navigation stack, then within the same column of a navigation split view. So it basically didn't find what to do with this string whenever we are passing a string here. So we need to tell so we need to tell our navigation stack what to do every time it receives some kind of navigation. So in our case, it's gonna be the string. So after our sheet, I'm going to put another modifier. This modifier you can put anywhere you want, but it's a good idea to keep them as close to the navigation stack as possible. So say navigation destination, and then we have this for destination option, and now this for is hashable protocol. So the string conforms to hashable. So if I say string self destination, we just click enter on it, and we pass whatever we are passing here. Let's say our string is going to be passed into. So let's call this value. All right. So whenever we're passing a string, let's say I want to go to our payments view. Let's try if our navigation is working. Let's click on it, and yes, it does. Actually, we are passing a string. It gets a string, says, okay, I have to, every time I receive a string, I need to navigate to my payments view. So it shows us the payments view, and it passes actually the value here. But the issue here is a little bit different. Let's say, as I told you before, what if we want to pass another view? We want to show another view when there is a different string. Right now, we need to pass our loan here, okay? So I'm going to pass our loan object into our navigation link. And if I run now, you will see that the code no longer works because we didn't tell our navigation destination what to do when you are getting a loan object. It knows what to do if it gets a string, but it doesn't know what to do if it gets a loan object. So for now, I'm going to convert this to loan, and then we will get a loan here. And now we can actually go here, and I think our view UI is set as it is. We're going to pass the data here, so we can get rid of this preview and start using our loan object. So let's it starts complaining. Now we can pass this loan into our payments view, and quickly jump to our payments view just to make sure that we are getting a loan. I'm going to put here the loan.wrapped name. All right, let's try and see if this is working. So I go to loan 1, it puts the loan 1 here, okay, loan 3, it puts the loan 3 here. So our loan object is being passed from our all loans view into our payments. When we go back, you can see this title is a little bit jumpy. This happens only on the simulator. If you run on your device, this doesn't happen. I don't know, it's some kind of bug, but anyway, it doesn't happen on the device, so that's all. Let's go to our payments. And instead of passing these numbers here, what we want to do is to display all the payments of that loan. So we say loan.payments array. So for each payment, we will get a payment in. And let's put the, instead of raw.payment, let's put payment amount. Of course, right now we are not going to see anything because our loans have no payments. None of our loans have payments. So what we need to implement is this add payment view so that we can create a payment, and then we would be able to see it inside our loan. So let's do that. After our add loan, I'm going to create a new SwiftUI view and call this add payment view. Okay. Let's get rid of this and start our simulator. All right. So in order to create a payment, we need to get access to the loan object, because remember, our loans have this inverse relationship, that every payment should have its loan object, and every loan has an array of a set of payments. So whenever we want to create a payment, we should have access to our loan so that we can take a loan and put our newly created payment into the set of payments our loan has, which will also create a payment entity, and they will be linked together, right? So in our add payment view, again, because we need to pass a loan here, and it's quite pain to have it in our preview, let's quickly do the UI here, and then we will get rid of the preview part. So in my body, I'm going to have a form, and this is going to have a text field. Let's quickly check what information we need here. So we have the amount text field and the date picker, right? What we can do is actually go to the add loan, and from our form, just get this, and we will modify it quickly. So our form finishes, and then our body finishes. Amount we need, this we don't need, and date picker we need. Not start date, just the date. Amount is what we call it. So now we need a view model here so that everything will start working as well. Just here we have our in range. Again, we want this in range to be any date, and we want from today until the infinity, so we don't have to have a limit on the last day, as long as we have the start day. Okay, and this is also number pad, which is good. Our form will have a toolbar with a save button, which we can also get from here. Get the toolbar. We don't need a cancel button. Just copy the save button from here and put it here. So we save a little bit of time typing out everything. View model save loan. This we don't need. And in order to dismiss, again, let's copy this part and put it here. And copy, comment this out, because we don't have the view model yet and it will crash. All right. Anyway, I'm not going to run. We are going to do the view model, but for now, just to make things clear. So let's quickly look what we have. We have a form with a text field and a date picker. and the save button up for our toolbar on the right side, confirmation action, which is on the right side on our screen. So let's create a view model, and state object var view model is equals add payment view model, and this will give us an error because there is no such thing as a payment view model. Let's create it in our domain. I will show you what happens when you do the Swift file instead of SwiftUI. Let's give it a name, add payment view model. There is nothing here, so you have to type final class and give the name observable object. And whenever I select the SwiftUI, I just get this ready, so I don't have to type extra. That's just me being lazy. Right, let's get back here. This should get rid of our error because we have a view model. Let's uncomment this. Anyway, it will give us an error because this is not available, and also the amount and not start date. We will call this date. All right, so let's go to our view model and fix that so that we can use it properly. Add payment view model. So we will have two published variables because we want to use them in our form. Add published var amount is empty string, and published var date, and we create a date. Okay, let's get back to our add payment view. This is, at least it should be okay, and this is okay. So now we need this function that will check if our form is valid or not. All right, let's go to our add payment view model and create a func. Call this is invalid form, and this will return a boolean. And here, since we have the date by default, and only input the user has to put is the amount, so we just say amount is empty. So if it's empty, this will return true, and in that case is form. In that case, the button will be disabled. Command B to see if everything is built successful. Okay. So our UI is ready. I'm going to get rid of this preview. Actually, we didn't even use the preview. Let's quickly check it out. You can put a navigation stack. All right. What we can do, another thing here is we will put a title.